Today we're going to be doing a character analysis of John Proctor. John Proctor is a middle-aged man who lives with his wife and his two children. His wife's name is Elizabeth, and their relationship is very strained due to John's previous relationship with Abigail, which he feels immense amount of guilt for, because he and his wife, along with his two children, are Puritan. Now, one of his children have not been baptized, which is very important later when Reverend Hale questions Proctor about his relationship with God. Now, to show how strained John Proctor's relationship is, this quote plays a very important part. "Oh, Elizabeth, your justice would freeze a beer." Now, this shows that Proctor's angry because he feels that Elizabeth is accusing him of dishonesty and is suspicious that he has resumed his affair with Abigail. And this is not true. However, this frustrates John Proctor as he still feels guilt enough in his heart. We learn early in the story that John has an affair with Abigail Williams, who is a 17-year-old girl who is mainly responsible for the accusations of all the witches in Salem, Massachusetts. John Proctor feels immense guilt, and he feels that his reputation has been damaged due to his affair with Abigail. His reputation and his relationship with his wife has been severely damaged by this affair, which took place behind a barn, his barn, where the beast lay, as seen in court. Proctor says this: "I will cut off my hand before I reach for you again." And this is said by John Proctor, and it shows that he is trying to make up for what he has done in the past. He doesn't want anything to do with Abigail. He's trying to make it up to his wife to show that he's really not as bad of a man as he seems to be, as he is a lecher. Perhaps the most important scene in the play is the play where John Proctor is in court trying to accuse Abigail of fraud. Now, John Proctor brings Mary Warren with him. However, Mary Warren kind of breaks down and isn't able to fully get John Proctor's point across. John Proctor is looking even worse, and he has one thing on Abigail, and that is their affair. John Proctor says this: "I have known her, sir. I have known her." This shows that John Proctor is admitting his guilt. He's admitting right here that he's a lecher. And this is very important because he's trying to convict Abigail Williams of lying completely to the court, therefore pardoning the other witches that are currently convicted along with his wife. Unfortunately, Proctor's desperate attempt at trying to save his wife and the other witches fails, as Judge Danforth brings in Proctor's wife and she lies about him having an affair with Abigail. Proctor begins to change toward the end of the play as he goes from being selfish to selfless. In this scene, Paris and Reverend Hale plead with John Proctor to sign his name that he has seen the devil. John Proctor agrees he does it, however, he does not want it posted to the church. So, what he decides to do is rip it up. He rips it up into many pieces, and he gets very angry. He says this: "You have taken my soul. You cannot take my name." Now, this is very important, as it shows that John Proctor wants to keep his family's name clean. He wants to keep Elizabeth's name clean, as she is pregnant. She's not going to be hanged for at least another 9 months, likely forgiven for her acts of witchery. Along with this, his children also have names. So, Proctor goes from being extremely selfish, which we see whenever he has the guilt from Abigail. So, He's very selfish whenever he has this affair with Abigail, and he goes from being very selfish to selfless, giving his life away to save his family's name. Now, this is very important, as it shows that John Proctor is changing in a lot of different ways. So this is the point where we can assume that John Proctor gets hanged. Now, we also find out this. We find out that Elizabeth says, "He have his goodness now, God forbid I take it from him." This is very interesting because this shows that Elizabeth is telling Reverend Hale and everybody else in the village that John Proctor has peace in death, which is very important because John Proctor has gone from being very selfish, not believing in a God, having an affair, to very selfless. And this is one thing that I really want to point out a lot because John Proctor has undergone a tremendous change. It is crazy. So Anyway, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If it helps you out, then leave a like down below. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a wonderful rest of the day.